Alright boys, we're gonna start this Vykas runs. It is Deathblade, 1445, so all my low pang ults are 1445. Vykas normal is 1430. One day I'm gonna push all these characters to 1460 so we can do Vykas hard on item level. So the difference here is I have full relic set, you guys won't have the full relic set. But before, I used to run Vykas normal without any relics. So if you're at 1430, you're not supposed to have relic gears anyway, because 1445 you can craft relic gears and equip it. So I have full legendary and ran on item level. It wasn't as bad as you think. It's just that I'm just a lot stronger, so the patterns will go a lot faster than usual because I also have card set too. By the way, if you have, let's say, the 12 awakening set, you do 10% more damage. In this case, since I have the full set, it's 10% plus another 15, so I do 25% more damage on the same person for not having this card set or not. And then you also have level 5 gems. So basically most of the NA players I noticed, since it's your mains, you have level 7 gems. I saw most people having level 7 gems. So even level 5 is fine, but 7 is also good because it's 20% or 21. Don't know the number on the top of my head. And that's about it though. I got the tripods. I actually don't have enough tripods because I haven't really worked on it because of the low pan character. I have Dark Order at level 1. That's funny, right? And but I have the orb control at level 5. Tripods are super wanky. My engravings are 3333. So this is definitely like a low pack slave character, but it can still manage to run Vykas without any issues. So that being said, let's go to Vykas though. I mean, the commentary run is going to be very simple. So apparently when you guys watch it, maybe it helps sometimes, maybe it doesn't. Alright, here we go boys. At the very start, you should be thinking of getting Time Stop and Whirlwind Bomb for Gate 1. That's what I've been thinking. So at the start, you usually choose corners. And I'm gonna go, oh, 2 people stacked there. Okay, I guess I'm going 11. So everyone chooses the corners automatically, and this is where you decide on doing first. The usual, very at the start, you turn on your Dark Maelstrom and then ultimate. Nice taunt. Forgot that destroys the taunt now. So when he reaches 55 lines, he goes in, but you know the party itself does so much damage. Where most of us are 1445s with relic sets, so it's pushing those lines really fast. So when you're in the blue zone here, think of yourself as the mechanic zone, as in this is where people just do mechanics. Where the other zone, you start with just fighting the boss. So when you're at 11 o'clock, sometimes you get this blue orb, so you can just go there right away, and then you'll get it right. So 11 o'clock is one of the easiest mechanic spot, if you're lucky. As you notice, you see me got lucky there. So what he's going to do now, he's going to teleport to the middle and stagger. And since we have a destroyer, we don't even need to use the stagger bomb. And then if you have a black orb or a blue orb, black orb is 1 to 7 and then blue orb is 11 to 5. And sometimes you go clockwise or counterclockwise like this. This is why instead of explaining the pattern, it's easier for you to just react to it and then move back and forth. So when he does his 2 slashes, he usually... So this is a time where you can actually do a lot of attack because he's just staying there the whole time. So if you're an entropy class, this is a good opportunity to do your DPS. The reason why he's not taking any damage is because he's under 30 bars. When it's under 30 bars, both of the bosses, you will need to be swapped. So he is taking no damage. Therefore, when you have 2 parties, if the other party starts dying and then doing less DPS, you won't be able to beat it ever again because he's just going to be stuck here, and you won't be doing enough damage. And you know this pattern, inside save, outside save, is random. So this shooting laser thing, if you see him shoot the laser, go straight up behind them and do the damage. But he's phasing now, so we swap positions, right? This position, this over here, you don't need to worry about any mechanics other than unless it's hard mode where he goes to the middle. So he does this laser again, but the problem is the purple zone's different. You have to be on the front, but you got that destroyer doing that taunt, canceling the move. So the only real time that you can DPS if you're the entropy class is, okay, well, let's find out now. He says 6 o'clock. Going to 6 o'clock. Let's fill out the rest of the orb. So he jumps. Right? So in that point, a player was in front of me. So that's why I got hit by his explosion. So here, you have to stay on the front. That's why it's a little harder to do DPS, right? Because his back is like protected. Same case over here. This thing, he attacks from the back after. So what you need to do is, if you actually want to do damage during this phase, is when he does that again. So in this case, when he does that kick, his back is vulnerable. So you can do that attack now when you're entropy class. In this case, so he's going to teleport and do this again. So what's important for you is you kind of like skew yourself to the diagonal and then use the surge there instead of standing right at the back. And then the other team that did the mechanic told us to go outside, so we're gonna hog the wall. It's like up to here, so you always have to stay very far and don't go inside early too. And in this case, you can't even attack, so you gotta stand still and aim that pool. Just move back and forth so you give more space to your allies. And then, okay, so he's going to that mini berserk mode. He's already at 5 bars. So when he dashes frontwards like that. So you always want to stay at 5 or 7 o'clock position against this guy. Yep, that's done. That's it. It's not challenging. Gate 1 is only challenging when you don't know just the mechanics. If you just do the mechanics and if everyone just doesn't die, it's very simple. Normal just adds like multiple, just a little, 1 or 2 more mechanics and a little less forgiving on the orbs and stuff. But if everyone knows what they're doing, it is very simple. Possibly simpler than Valton Hard because it just hits less harder. It just has more mechanics, like it just has more white mechanics. So in this case over here, you want to choose the plus signs on the middle. And you have 11, 3, and then 7 positions here. And then everyone's going to decide either 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, and the order too. So you notice that the people are typing chat 7-2, 7-2, 11, 5-2, 5-1, 7-1, 7-2. And then he's saying there's 2 7s. Alright, there's 2 7-2s. And there's 11 as well. So I'm going to say I can do spare. So what spare is, Vykas' second mechanic, you guys need to be grouped up from 3-3-2 or 3-3-2, etc. for the 5 black and red orbs mechanic. And the position that we're standing right now, so okay, I'm 11-1. I'm 11-1 now. So in the first mechanic is you stand on the plus sign and then everyone stays on the corner side. So I'm gonna be on this side on 3 o'clock and then I'm going to be 11-1. It's 11-1, 11-2, 11-3, or spares. I'll explain when the thing comes out too. So same thing at the start. Let's see what she does. So she does that step. If you get pulled in, there's a chance that she's going to do an uppercut, right? So this is the purple ring. So you see this purple ring coming in very slowly, right? So you will need to ping where this is going, and this is going to explode soon. You gotta stay inside. If you get hit by this, you're dead. This thing wipes the party. That mechanic wipes parties. The reason why is because anyone can eat that ring. It's a good thing that we saw that pattern, because that pattern is it's random. It's not a selected pattern. Because that purple ring does percentage damage, so it kind of looks the same as the golden ring too. So it's either the purple ring or the golden ring. So when you get hit by this, don't panic and just spacebar away, because you have enough time to do a spacebar. So no one countered there. Same case, this is gonna pull you in. Gotta stay very far, or you're going to stay on the safe side. So you notice she did a cross attack, right? That is because someone got hit. So Vykas, what she does is, okay, I'm gonna talk about it later. So this is folded wings, right? And then it's 3 reds, so we're gonna go to unfolded ring because there's 3 reds. Since there's 5 orbs, there can be only 1 color with majority. So if it's red, you go to 7 because they're unfolded. If it's purple, you go to folded wings. And then half folded wings is always in between. And then she does a poop pattern. So make sure you always go away, don't do anything, and throw away the poop. Spacebar away, just get hit by one of that explosion, that's fine. This part is the waffle pattern. the revolving doors. So don't get hit by these revolving doors. You kind of rotate with the door and dodge accordingly, like that. Some people can actually, you know, like do DPS there, like you know, the destroyers, etc. But so this is the second major mechanic. So you say black, red, red, black, black, right? Black, red, red, black, black. Oh. Oh shit. I was supposed to be the one calling. There you go. It's okay, we got it because everyone was experienced. But I was trolling there. Okay. So we just so you notice you notice like the black or red as she shows you before. She shows you the combination of black and red orbs beforehand. This is the pattern with the worms. You don't want to get hit, you want to get caught by the worms. If you get caught by the worms, you die. Whoever's inside. Okay, dodging the lasers. Yes, Descaluda lasers. You guys been fighting Descaludas, so you probably know. So this particular thing, if you see like a purple aura gathering up on her, right? Either run far away or stay behind her. And going back to that red and black orbs though, if you miss one on normal, it's fine. But on hard mode, if you miss one orb, you usually wipe. I mean, well, it's a guaranteed wipe. That's why it's a little less forgiving. So the third gate, you want to carry a sleep bomb because what you're going to see is you're going to see a lust gauge at the top. When you get your lust gauge all filled up, what happens is you get mind controlled. In order for you to free yourself from mind control, you have to use your sleep bomb or a stun. All right, at the start, let's see what she does. This is a sawmill pattern. So she kind of does a little bit of dance before she does that sawmill pattern, but it takes people to do it. Now, when this particular pattern starts, you're gonna get the blue buff or the peanut butter buff, and people with the peanut butter will need to make a bridge, and people with the blue buff will need to stay outside. And this is a counter. There's a time where you do the DPS. Now she disappears. She's going to spawn a bunch of statues. And this is 12 o'clock. The reason why this is 12 o'clock because everyone just knows. But how this works is you have to fill up your lust gauge to up to a point. You see a different pattern. And this is going to be swords at here, 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 here. And since swords and the statues kind of collide together, that's the safe spot. You see two different things. So when people get hit a lot, it's going to fill the lust gauge. Or before, you see this thing first. The thing is, we do DPS so fast to a point that we are going through patterns quickly. So you're supposed to see these pools first. And then you just do the quick time mechanic after. So the speed of this quick time mechanic is the normal speed. And the reason why everyone gathered up at 12 o'clock is because, as Wei said, Wei has light orbs for you to cleanse your lust meters. And someone got caught once. So what happens is, if someone is caught, you make sure you tell the supports to shield you, because there's going to be an explosion. And then she's going to either do inside safe or outside safe pattern, aggroing one person. And then inside is going to do the explosion, that is outside safe, and then inside safe. This is a scripted pattern. So when someone is grabbed, run away because she doesn't gotta take any damage. And then after, you see this cross and then do DPS. Now she's going to, don't counter here. You can't counter here, by the way. And the reason why is because we're supposed to get mind controlled on purpose at this stage when she's about at 100 to 120 bars. And the reason why is because what she does is she does an AoE attack. This AoE attack right here, that does a guaranteed kill. In order for us to skip that guaranteed kill, we gotta be mind controlled on purpose because we're on her side for that brief moment. But the thing is, the reason why you can't counter, because if you counter her, her pool kind of disappears later, so you actually get automatically mind controlled additionally after the mechanic, so you get, and that's gonna be like a chaotic situation here. So when the stagger thing happens, you go to 3 o'clock, you cleanse yourself again. The reason why you cleanse yourself again is because she's going to, when she does the stagger, this area is going to fill us up with the lust gauges, so we won't be able to do that. And then you just press your time stop to dodge this explosion. So the actual ways to do this is you're supposed to have 2 people killing those frogs and everyone else doing the stagger in the middle. But the thing is, since we lack stagger by doing the 6 people, everyone just staggers in the middle and then time stop to skip the fight, skip the mechanic. So it's a little bit of the cheese. And then afterwards you get the peanut butter mechanic again. So I'm peanut butter this time, so I'm gonna stay over here and create that slow mode, the slow buff, and everyone's slowed here. So we won't be able to go to the middle after being mind controlled. Okay. So someone's grabbed. So just stay away here. Dodge this cross, and then do DPS, because she's not gonna take any damage anyway. Now, when the 50th line comes out, this is one of the hardest mechanics for newbies, is because you have to take these orbs on purpose to fill up your lust gauge. Because if you fill up your lust gauge, you'll be able to deal damage to these tentacles, right? And if you eat it too much, you're gonna be mind controlled, right? So that's a problem. So you make sure you take an orb when your lust gauge is on this line right here, because you're kind of safe. If you do not kill, if one tentacle is alive, if any of the tentacles are alive, this is a wipe here. So this is why most people, when we were doing a try party in Korea, most people wiped here because it was very hard to do it. And I think hard mode has at least twice as more tentacles. So more damage is the better, usually. So in this case, we are pushing very fast, so we're not seeing any of the other special patterns. So when she does that pizza, just go behind her right after, because she will do it again most of the time. Now, when she's around at 9 or at 5 bars, you will need to take away your lust gauge again. But we also have another orb here. So in the try phase, we used all the orbs. Hard mode, you only have 3 orbs. Normal, they give you 4, so you have a lot of chance. And then when you go to berserk mode around 2 bars, your job is to take away all the stagger bar to finish the fight. And if you see the mini map, she's at 12 o'clock, so she's doing a Medusa here. But after the Medusa, she's going to spawn a bunch of floor. And if you get hit by this floor mechanic, what happens is your lust gauge drops. Alright, there you go. And then you're just doing a little bunch of stagger here, and your wave gauge fills up afterwards too. So this is outside save, this is inside save. Outside save, inside save has a very clear telegraph, and then he just waits here and finishes the fight at this point. So there's not much. The DPS was pushing pretty fast, so we didn't get to see a lot of the patterns. But generally, this is how the fight usually goes. On a very easy standpoint. That was Deathblade doing the Vykas run. I didn't cover as much, but you know, this is how it went.